Alright, welcome to the latest episode of Concerts of Consoles. This week we've got the Linecutters, at least 2/3 of them. Kaz unfortunately wasn't able to make it, but some might know him as Chuck, some might know him as Jet. We also got Mars, right?
Yes, Marceliano, Mars,
there we go.
Either way, whatever you prefer.
Here, we're going to be playing some Bloodborne. The housekeeping, of course. Let's see. If you want to support, you can always head over to patreon.com/ShojoJo. Plus, I think there's a subscribe thing on here. You guys can tell me if you ever do it. And I think that's all the housekeeping I got. I feel like I should remember more. Also, thank you, SCR, for hosting us here again. We're going to be playing Bloodborne, though. So, we might just be doing character creator for like...
We'll try not to take too long, but that's like a ritualistic
We'll do the online, so we'll see. I don't even know where my save was. We can have multiple characters, right?
Yeah, you can have, I think, unlimited.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and we have an opening cutscene. I didn't think that. Plus, subconsciously, I put on subtitles.
You've come to the right place.
So
I always play shit with
Yeah,
subtitles, but I can't understand half the things people say.
Good for streaming too, then.
Unravel its mystery.
Especially if they actually want to know what's going on. Which
But where's an
this
unravel like
from
yourself?
the same director of Dark Souls and Demon Souls. I think he did
Easy.
Dark Souls 1 and 3, but didn't direct 2.
Yeah.
Because he was working on this.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, good luck understanding it if you haven't played it 19 times.
I chew too loud, so that's why I use subtitles.
Alright, so what do we want to do for... We're going to actually begin this episode by...
Let's do the name last. Let's see what the face tells us to name him.
Alright.
Oh,
Him or her. Him or her. We can make it female.
Whatever you feel like.
Let's see, age, young, mature, aged. Did that change anything?
maybe.
It changes, I think it changes.
Oh, no. Only affects appearance, but no bearing on ability, but I don't see any difference.
I think it just makes him a little wrinkly. You might just not be able to. I
We
think
can
that's
move.
the only difference, some wrinkles.
We can move. Let's zoom in here. Wait, that's a slow zoom.
What?
0 out of 10. Slow zoom.
Oh my god.
We've got mature. No. Got nothing. Does he look older? Oh, I think I see wrinkles.
I mean, his hairline's a little different.
Mature and slightly less wrinkles. Make him young. Alright, what do we got? So this actually affects our stats.
Ooh, troubled childhood.
Perfect for a punk.
Yeah.
But also a violent past could be a punk.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a
I
good
vote.
band.
And this is what this is what the parents call you.
Yeah.
I vote violent past.
Oh wow, that has no stats on it too. We really want to challenge ourselves here.
Yeah. Violent past. That's
It's a
the
good band
punkest name.
Yeah, it's a good punk band name.
Violent past.
What's up, guys? We're fucking violent past.
Oh, here's where we can get further into it.
Yeah, the face. Well, wait. Voice, you gotta do aged voice. Yeah, okay, you did okay. Because that makes his scream just fucking awesome. It's just like ah.
Alright, and we got build. Very burly upper body, small head.
Small head, definitely.
Small head.
Is it just one? You can only have one build?
What? Why is the entire build small head?
That's what he is as a person.
He's a small-headed individual. Here we go. Well, now we can play around with actual settings.
Oh no. Oh shit. Here
There we go. He's getting thinner. Oh wait, no.
No, you're making his head big. You gotta make it small.
Alright. We can make it even smaller. I'm like, this is the part where I'm supposed to start talking about you guys. While we're destroying this guy's life.
Yeah.
Making him super small-headed. Wait, no, this is his chest. No, we're okay. Just like
He's petrol.
I'm slowly making everything about him small.
If you tap the L1 and R1, it skips and increments
Oh,
at
much
10.
better. So you guys Man, it's been 3 years now that I've been watching you guys perform.
Yeah, I think so. When was the first time you saw it?
That's where I gotta rack my brain. Because it was either... I know it was
Maybe the Trunk
through
Space?
like... Yeah, either Trunk Space or... Was 51 West even around then? No, it wasn't.
No.
Then it
Well,
probably
was it?
was.
maybe
3
it
years
was.
ago? I feel like it was, but I have a terrible sense of.
So do I. I'm
Scott,
sorry to
wasn't
know.
Scott Detour actually? Like at the Trunk Space, like with the Scottish Tropics from like Houston.
Oh, maybe that was it. I know. We'll give a shout out to Will Anderson. He was
Hey.
one of your proponents.
Hey,
Very
shout
supportive.
out Will. I hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen.
But I remember he was big on you guys right from the get-go too.
Yeah.
And so he was putting you on his shows. So I know at least through some of his stuff. Was
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're gonna. Everything is now small. It doesn't look
Yeah.
different, does it?
Can I do it?
Here. You can take control. Well,
I'm just gonna.
Oh my God, he looks so beautiful.
This will take a minute.
well, weird.
Oh my God, dude.
Someone has played this game before.
You can keep, just ignore this until it's done. Just don't even pay attention to it.
What do you mean? How can you not pay attention to
Just trying
this?
to talk about the band, you know?
That
The
looks-
musical adventure.
It looks kind of like a Birdman.
Oh, dude. He looks like you go on a bus and like Forrest Gump. He looks like the person
Oh,
who'd
yeah.
say, "Seats taken."
Looks like an elf out of Morrowind
Oh,
or Skyrim or whatever.
Oh, Morrowind. I had that shit on PC and like I was living in like Mesa.
He's creating the Joker.
Oh my God.
Just oh, fuck, I'm sorry. I can't.
Morrowind.
can't
God,
play
I
this
got
game
lost in
now.
Morrowind. Like
I
I
never
literally got
played-
lost in it. I just started wandering off, and I'm like, I have no clue where I'm going. They don't have an in-game map. I don't remember which direction was the town.
Oh,
Alright,
man.
whatever. I'll just keep wandering until I die or I find some life.
So I've never played Morrowind. Do you think it's better than Skyrim?
No.
No.
No, like the
absolutely
map
not.
thing specifically, there are quality of life improvements that happened
Oh, that
with
just
Oblivion and
makes a huge
Skyrim.
difference.
Yes.
Oblivion's my favorite. I
But-
like the Imperial voice a lot. Like just yeah. Like
Didn't we have Patrick Stewart as the king or something?
Oh, he is?
Was
That's
that
cool.
Oblivion where you start? You always started as a prisoner. I think it might have been Oblivion. But yeah, no, and then they're always buggy as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I was never. I played through Skyrim once. I think it was really good. I just never. I don't know. I just never went back to it.
And the game, what, levels up with you? But yeah, Morrowind, I think, was the first time they broke through to mainstream success, and then, but there was still, like, issues. And it was such a nice thing to have a map. That was the big thing to me. I was like,
Yeah.
now I know where I'm at. Alright, I'm gonna go this way back to civilization, because these guys are kicking my ass.
Which country is Morrowind like? Which race?
I do over.
Because I remember like yeah, like Oblivion or whatever. You were in like Imperial country.
I mean, there's a full map now, right? Because with
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Online, I think Morrowind just got brought into it also.
Oh, they put that in there.
I think that was one of the expansions.
I'm old.
That thing is taking
I'm
up.
old.
No, that guy's old.
Oh yeah.
This dude, he's transcended age. Don't say he's old. Age doesn't affect him. He just is.
That is like very disturbing.
He
dude.
is as he always has been.
He
and
is
always
slowly
will
getting
be.
the angle of the Joker's chin now.
That's, you said that, and I was like, well, I'm gonna try and make him look like a psychedelic
And he's
Joker.
got the sucked in cheekbones and skin.
What's that? That's that dude in the Superman thing in the Goonies.
Superman in the Goonies? Oh,
Yeah. It was like, hey, you guys.
Everyone's gonna get on me about this one. I should know this one.
Oh shit! Yeah, I should.
Chunk,
know.
no, not Chunk.
It's not Chunk. No.
Chuck went on to a very good career with Encino Man and, oh wait. In Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Alright.
you can.
Sean Astin.
No, I can't go. You need to tell.
Oh my god, dude, you can't.
Just ignore it.
Anyone watching live can answer in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Why can't I remember this? We do have smartphones. We could just look this up.
Oh man.
What did I do with my? I was like, where did my phone go?
It's
Set it here
like-
somewhere.
Like
George
George Carlin.
George Carlin, if he was in a metal band.
AGS.
No. Do the old guy here.
This one?
Yeah,
Alright,
it
wait,
looks
I
like
just want to look through the other ones. That's probably going to be the one.
Oh no, dude.
Was it Sloth? It was Sloth, huh?
Sloth.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, he looks like Sloth if he did like G for 5 years.
I think
This
that's,
is- This is looking more like it's out of like Dishonored.
that's all. That's as good as it's going to get.
Wes? You're just calling Wes?
Oof.
This won't make sense to anyone except for me, Jet, and Kaz, but it's fine.
We he.
I think it's good.
What's with this snazzy outfit though, dude?
He's,
It's
going
Victorian
all over
times.
it.
Bloodborne's Victorian times.
Someone else want to try?
Or if you want to try it.
I've never played this game
That's a
before.
good-
That's even better.
That's good.
Alright, let's do it.
Now I'm still like also in the back of my mind going, it had to have been Trunk Space or the Underground or some random
Yeah, it was probably one of those two. Cause
the
we-
Underground. That was
Yeah.
something else Will gave me shit about because for a while I'm like, fuck that place, it's too warm, and he's like, dude, fuck off, you can go to that. I'm like, yeah, I can. I don't want to sweat my ass off like I always do.
Dude,
And now I've gone since Will called me out on it. So,
Dude,
kudos.
the Underground is like literally my favorite venue.
It's a-
just because of the vibe, not because of the heat,
But the energy,
but
because it's a small, just like
Yeah, it's got
Have fun,
got a
like,
good
thing.
vibe.
yeah, because you fucking, you know, you walk down the stairs, you're like, oh shit, I'm at a punk show. So,
for Phoenix, it definitely exemplifies that.
yeah.
There's even at least what 2 holes punched in walls
Yeah. But they
that
just
they've never
put
fixed.
They just put shitty wallpaper over it that gets torn down, and then they put more wallpaper
Yeah.
over the other wallpaper without
Just-
taking it down.
It's for those random metal bands that hang out down there. Was it
Oh,
death
like
metal
the
shit?
beatdown fans, like
Yeah.
the
Like you'll go to a show
Pink
that's
Monsters?
upstairs and you're like, something's going really hard below my feet right now.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
like
not only I can hear it and I can feel the vibrations.
You know, sometimes they'll have like trap shows upstairs. Like I remember we played a show like a few years back, and like you just hear like, dun, 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 it was like a bunch of elephants like, stomping upstairs. What the fuck is going on? And then it was like a trap show. And I was like people mosh to that shit.
Yeah, and that was we were just talking about that's because we were looking at Zach's Instagram post, but Paris played down there with Direct Hit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think I went to that show. But
That was the first time I think I saw Zach with a mullet.
it's coming back, yo. It's coming back in style.
Man, I feel like they've come through one more time. But where did they play?
I think
Or
I
was
think
it Underground?
It had to be the Underground, cause. All right, how do I smack?
Oh, he's getting into position.
Hey, you're
Wait for
starting.
it.
You're starting
There you go.
right at the same time as another guy.
Right, well,
Yeah, because we're online. We're playing an online game, so
okay, so that's how you punch. What the fuck is like left trigger? Hold on, I gotta figure this out.
can't you pause it and see them?
No, there's no.
Oh,
you,
there's no
gotta,
menu.
you just gotta figure it out. Or there's like little. There's little
It does kind of tutorialize though.
yeah, those little
like,
notes on
there's
the ground.
notes.
Those will tell you little things.
View notes.
Beware
Oh,
of
okay,
women,
never
therefore
mind.
don't be fooled.
That's a-
What fucking incel
That's a
wrote that
real
shit?
guy. That's not that game telling
See,
you to do something.
then that's the fun thing. That's why I want to make sure it was online. Because people will put just random notes. They'll also
Yeah.
put ones that'll be fake and lies.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
believe them, that's on you.
It'll be like pointing off a cliff and it says secret ahead.
Yes.
And you're like, there must be a fucking secret passage. And then you fall and die. And
Wait, who's this?
That looks like him fighting.
Oh no. Fuck you, man.
That guy walked up to and died.
Time to. Oh! Time. How do you lock on to these?
You're supposed to die, right?
Yeah. did what you're supposed to.
Yeah, there's no way you could have won.
I'm sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. I died.
Your mom just fucking unsubscribed.
My mom unsubscribed from
No. God.
No, for real, Mom, I love you. for watching this.
Actually, one of my favorite memories that still exemplifies the Underground was Suburban Legends played down there. And they played their nice, like, white dress shirts and stuff. And, like, at a point, it was just, like, skin-toned white. Because they were so sweaty that it was just part of their, attached to them.
Oh, jeez. You know, the first show I saw down there, I think was like either some metalcore show or it was fucking like Reagan Youth and Rotten Youth.
Reagan Youth.
Remember Rotten Youth? Like,
Didn't they just play recently?
not, well, I don't know, but I remember them like not being a band anymore for some reason, but I saw them at the Underground. It was fucking awesome.
Reagan Youth?
Reagan Youth and Rotten Youth, they played the same show.
With,
It was,
with probably Krovac, with Lee?
I think so.
Because I know he's
I don't know,
friends with
it
those
was
guys. They usually crash with him.
It was a while ago. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way.
At least I think go up the stairs, but you can read every note if you want.
I'll just speed through this part. This is just getting items.
Yeah, this is teaching you what happens when you die and where you go.
Oh, it's doing the tutorial.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for this man
This
that
man?
we created.
And you went under the cloak, but you can only see his chin sticking out.
Hang on, how do I take off the...
His
How do I take it off? I want to see his face. Oh, here it is.
There you go. He's even greenish. Good.
Yeah.
Does he have
He's
like
fine.
jaundice or
He
something?
doesn't need you to feel bad for him.
Well, why is his skin green though?
Maybe it is jaundice.
But that's when your skin is yellow.
Or no?
Can it be?
Maybe he's got green jaundice. He's got a special case of green jaundice.
Green.
The Nile and the Underground. The only good thing in Mesa. Oh.
Yeah. Milano's music is pretty good. There's a pretty bomb Mexican food place that's right next to Milano's.
But their downtown's always closed on Sundays. It makes sense, but not for my reason.
Yeah. Not for people like us.
Not for people that have normal lives. I mean, oh, is that insulting?
I don't know. It's normal to us.
It's cool to be
Yeah.
weird, bro.
I'm looking for stuff to do on a Sunday, not go into your downtown and be like, well, we can go to Gotham Comics, and I guess that's it. And then Taco Bell. Or actually, what else?
There's like
There's a couple.
Subway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know what's around the Nile.
Which is not a ton.
Yeah. Oh, you know who's coming? I'm super stoked about Rotting Out. They're coming on October 15th with Knocky.
Will you guys be back?
Yeah, we'll be back.
You said October what?
October 15th.
So you can bug them and try and get on the show.
I don't think we fit the bill. It's like, well, Rotting Out's kind of like hardcore, and well, the Knocked Loose is hardcore too. They're more like
They don't like funk with a little ska in it?
I don't know. They might like it, but I don't think we fit the bill. I'd play it anyways. If given the opportunity, it would be fun. But yeah, I don't think they'd want a band like us on.
We've definitely played less fitting shows before.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It's all
Oh, I do remember some of this.
Gang, gang.
fun.
I did at least play through some of this
Circle
a
is
while ago.
Circle is dodgeball. Yeah.
So,
So,
how do I murder people on this?
What was that?
the attack buttons. Is it on the shoulder?
Yeah. Well, L1
Oh, this is.
or no, R1 and R2
There
are
we
light
are.
and strong attack.
Yeah,
Clicking in the
kill
right
them.
stick is locked on the.
I'm trying to teabag him,
Bitches.
but I
This
can't.
game is a good looking game too.
It
For,
is.
especially for a Dark Souls, Demon Souls style.
Yeah. Details fucking obnoxious.
I guess it helps that it's only on one console.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, how did you guys come together as a band? Were you just high school friends? And you're like, fuck, we should play. I like this music. Do you like this music?
Well, Mars and I had history. No, was it history class?
I don't remember. We
You have history
we just
together.
kind of had mutual friends and shit, and then we both knew we liked punk music. And at first, it was just gonna be like a folk punk thing that we were just gonna do acoustic guitars and whatever. But then we, you know, I mean, with John. I mean, I think he was
Yeah, I had
yeah, and you know, he was a drummer, and we all just kind of like, you know, metal and punk, and we were all really into Choking Victim. That was kind of the main band that kind of.
Man, some of the
And,
that reminds me of a
yeah.
separate anecdote. I was like things surfaced or related to someone's personal life, and I'm like, why Choking Victim took on a different name? It's a symbolic name to me after reading some of these allegations.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
About a certain instance. But yeah, continue.
Oh yeah. Well, just I mean that's pretty much it. We got together and we were just like, let's do a punk band. I was in a band. I was already in a band, but I really didn't care about it. I mean, we did. We all fucking. We didn't all hate each other, but half of the band hated the other half of the band. It was like a classic rock cover band, and I don't know.
Classic rock.
Smokestack. Yeah, it was like we played fucking
Oh,
Rolling
shit.
Stones and the Doors and shit like that.
Hey, shout out Jared, bro. He's fucking amazing frontman.
Jared Bird, yeah,
Yeah.
Jared Bird kicks ass. He's a drummer. I mean, he was a drummer before and after that band.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
was. He fucking kills it. I don't know why he doesn't like.
Like after you guys, he couldn't drum again.
Maybe no, he was our singer. But no, yeah, he's cool. But we all got together and we fucking wrote Assimilation off the lyrics that Jet wrote in detention, I think.
Yeah, I had like after school detention or something because I kept not going to ASD, which is after school.
So you got
detention.
ASD for not going to ASD.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck this, dude. I'm gonna write a punk song about it. So, yeah, that's how Assimilation started. And then we went to John's house and wrote it. And then we
We
played.
wrote that shit so fast.
Yeah.
It's like 30 minutes, if even that much.
Yeah, but we made it work, man.
Yeah.
Then we played like, I remember Ian's birthday party was like, I don't know if it was like an official first show, but
Sure it was.
it was like,
It all counts.
yeah, it counts.
Our like first show, or second show, I mean, like after that one was at, I don't remember what it was called, Heart Cafe.
No.
Broken
It
Hearts
was
Cafe.
It Gets Weird Fest.
Oh yeah, no, okay, that was our third show. Okay, It Gets Weird Fest was a Buzz Blast in the Firehouse, which is weird to think about now.
That's right. I saw you. You guys. Firehouse.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
might
we
have
did
been the
that.
first time you saw us then, because that was a
fun.
fucking while ago.
It was like a first Friday.
Yeah. Like, that was in 2014, I think.
Rest in peace, Firehouse.
Yeah, Red Firehouse.
And gentrification of Roosevelt Road.
Man, that's sad though. That is really sad because like, pretty much played our first show in that area, and now it's just gonna be like a yuppieville. You know?
First Fridays were ruined, anyways. Even that time, I was over by the Firehouse because it was just so many people. And,
Yeah.
the point of it was kind of lost on me.
I should also say, just please,
Go to the
of
lost.
course, we Cass joined like 2 years ago because
3.
John chose to. Remember 2 years?
That's shocking. You didn't want to like have a beat going on your phone.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Is
not
our
that,
drummer?
Not that savvy with GarageBand. So.
We call her Siri.
What's up, guys?
Siri, tell them what you think of these 6 beats.
They are
Siri, is my
beats.
beat dope?
Yes, your beat is dope.
Yes, your beat is dope.
Oh, Jesus.
Is there a-
I heard Amazon. This might be just a rumor. I heard Amazon got sued because they were fucking
Or they're being sued.
buying using Alexa. And
That would make sense.
They were
I saw
recording
kind of-
conversations.
I mean, George Orwell was right. That's all I'll say.
They said they're recording conversation for quality improvement.
Oh yeah, sure. Sending it to the FBI probably.
Is there a guard? Is this your guard? No.
No, there's.
Is there a block?
I don't think so. No. There's parrying. That's what the gun is for. It's like you can parry shit, but you can't really block it.
Someone died there. Oh, there we go. There's a world though. I can use that. Do I want to attack that group?
Who's that fool?
Man, farmer.
He's a mortician. Have you recognized him?
Well, instead
Okay.
of attacking you, why don't he just start that farming?
Is that blood on his forehead?
Yeah.
His giant forehead.
Leo Key Finn.
So Ascension became Linecutters.
What?
Did it?
Assimilation?
Assimilation. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, kinda. I mean, I guess
Oh,
we just
that's
wrote
Spirit.
a bunch of songs after that. And we were like, yeah, this is fun. We all kind of gelled.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I don't know.
Should-
Education was a song that I wrote. Like, I actually played Education with Smokestack one time. Fucking really weird to think. It was a different. It was like a different version of the song. It was like similar lyrics, pretty much the same thing. And I sang. It was like one of the only songs that I sang. And like, yeah, I don't know. Farmer ass.
And then you kind of go like hardcore, but regular punk, or what people call, we generally would call punk, and even some ska. They're just pulling from what you guys like.
Yeah,
pretty much.
We pretty much just like, yeah, this sounds dope. Let's make a song that sounds sick.
We're trying to like have our second record be a little bit more focused and like hitting one more note, but still like being diverse and not fucking.
And speaking of that, you guys
predictable
are,
or
I think,
boring.
the longest standing young band to be on since Slope Records started.
Really?
Because it seems like everybody either breaks up, has their issues with them,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
stops.
That's a whole thing. But I don't know. I don't even know if I want to get into all that. Yeah.
But with
Rip
that-
Sack Kid, man.
That's something I don't know if I want to go into, or
Yeah.
if there's information I want to disclose that I know about that too on here.
That's a whole long
'Cause-
eggshell.
Because this is live, so I can't take it back.
Yeah.
But on the Slope Records side, does that mean they bring in someone to produce and mix for you guys, or are you guys still choosing and they're like, all right, here's the money to do it?
Well, with our first record, we can answer that.
Well, yeah, with our first record, well, you can answer that.
I was just gonna say, I mean, he picked it, but that was more out of us having no idea of anything. And
Right.
we probably could have made the decision if we wanted to, but we're just like, I don't know, what fucking studio do you think sounds good? And it's like,
And I mean,
you
that
guys-
one's founded by some people who've been around the scene for a while and some pretty well-known old school punk bands.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Which?
Slope Records.
Oh, yeah. But,
Like, what is the Blanks? He's from the Blanks.
but
Did it.
I don't know. Our first EP,
Don't do that,
we
man.
kind of funded ourselves, and that was with Sound Vision, which is actually who we're hoping to go back to record our sophomore. It was Sound Vision, then Premier Studios, then Villain Studios. We kind of chose Villain Studios because we did a little bit, we put in a little bit more fucking effort. We were like, hey, this guy sounds cool. He's like more of a metal guy. Premier
Yeah.
Studios was I don't even know what
Which is
genre.
good. It helps sometimes to have someone who's not just your genre, mixing your
Yeah.
music to give it a more unique angle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Byron's definitely like a very like nuanced like sound.
Oh, yeah, we
he's
had-
so good at that.
We had a lot of fun with him, but we have nothing like. There's no real reason we're not going back to him other than we just kind of wanted to see what it sounded like to go back to the dude that was Fires. The dude also
You say
Michael Beck.
Michael
Okay.
Beck is
Shout
with
out.
Sound Vision. Byron is with
Michael Beck.
Villain, and what's the name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Well, it's like my tattoos. You go with the people that you trust.
Yeah.
Actually, or if you just can't afford it, you don't go with anyone else for a while.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I did this myself.
There you go.
With fucking-
But you trust yourself to do your tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also Slope's been helping out, I noticed, in terms of you guys just did the tour with Conflict.
Oh yeah.
First off, that was the first time I watched Conflict, was that show. Even though I know they go way back. Like, I was like, I'm gonna go, and I still apologize for maybe next year. I was like, I'm gonna go catch their release show after I catch you guys, and then I'm like watching Conflict. No, I'm not leaving. I want to keep watching this. They're really good, and I've never watched them before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They fucking kill it. They bring the energy every night.
But
That was a lot of
so
fun.
that was good, right? You guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many days was that on the road?
12, 13.
Yeah, something like almost 2 weeks.
Was it?
Well, we weren't supposed to go to Vegas, but we went to Vegas anyway.
That's right, 'cause they kind of went into punk rock bowling, which you guys have played.
Yeah. Yeah, we weren't supposed to play, but Conflict was like, aren't you guys?
Oh god.
But
Let's play some fucking music, eh?
Colin's like, he's so cool.
He is. They were all fucking awesome to us.
They're a band that was the other thing that drew me in. And I was like, first talking to him, like, they're kind of slower than I expected. And after I'm like, he's having fun doing this, and I'm kind of enjoying this. And it got faster too.
Oh yeah.
Like they just like warm up with a song or two, and then they're just like in their set.
Yeah, all their songs got fucking stuck in my head by the end. In a good way, not in a way that's like annoying.
That's what makes a good band.
Yeah.
That's how I know the albums I like over the year, and I reflect. I'm like, this is an album I was able to listen to, and I was like, I don't want to turn this off.
Yeah.
But I should listen to this other album now.
Yeah, the tour went really well. I mean, it was our first tour, so.
Was it living out of the van? Was it random houses? Was it you have
No,
hotel
there were.
rooms?
I mean, there was all like it was a pretty wide variety of like kinds of shows. Oh wait, is that what you're asking? What kind
Or
of
like how
shows
you
were?
were crashing and or if you're just driving overnight.
We were actually lucky enough for Slope to put us up in hotels pretty much the whole time.
Oh, that's
Or
good.
motels, but yeah.
That's still
Yeah, that's still
to have
awesome.
a bed is a good luxury.
Yeah. We stayed at my grandparents' house a few of the nights because they live in San Fernando Valley, and that was kind of like within reasonable driving distance to a lot of our shows. So that was fucking cool.
I've had-
I love seeing them.
I've had a weekend experience on tour with Nomada. I learned both within 2 nights. I had like opposite ends of the spectrum presented to me. The first night in Riverside, ended up in this friend's house, but in the recording studio his dad built on it, and it was. First off, it was dark, so we didn't see things. So Colossal, the drummer, he set up a sleeping bag, thank goodness. But in the morning, he woke up and there's all these nails underneath him.
Oh,
Where he
God.
laid it down. I was on like one of the most disgusting couches. Like Mario was playing bass at the time. He's like, "Aren't you gonna change into like sleeping clothes?" I'm like, "I want as many layers between my body and this couch as I can get."
Oh yeah. Dude, I'd be so paranoid about like.
And then he even was like, "All right, you have to go to the bathroom. Just go outside." I was like, "Okay." But then.
What about number 2 though?
Apparently.
Number 2 though.
Oh, like the next day,
Yeah,
I was like, "Do you have a place to shower?" "Oh yeah." Leads us in his house. It kind of felt like we were being hidden from his mother. But yeah, then the next day they played in LA. We ended up staying with Dick for Mecca and his dead, and like nice apartment. Like he even made us breakfast. Like it was complete contrast of like, wow, okay, so this is kind of a taste of how, at least if you have a place to crash, it can be the lower end of the spectrum of cleanliness, and it can be at the highest end of it.
Yeah.
But if I trust the band, I will actually let them stay with me, because I completely now understand if you're in a van trying to drive overnight, whatever, it's probably better, even though I can offer you a floor and a couch, to
Yeah.
have a place to crash and shower before you move on.
Yeah, that's always like really nice. Like, like I wouldn't mind like sleeping in the van or whatever, but yeah, you'd obviously like prefer not to.
I just feel like after a few nights that would like start to wear down on you.
That's stories I know from talking to other bands, like, yeah, there's been an older band that I know, and they're in their like 40s, and I'm like, do you guys need a place to stay? He's like, no, we got a hotel room every night. It's like, I'm in my 40s, I do not want to sleep in a van anymore.
Oh, shit.
Like, so they orchestrated and budgeted appropriately so they would actually have beds every night.
Yeah.
So Jack Grissom with TSOL was on stage, vented about, it was like, I was sleeping in a van last night. Oh, we drove here, so.
Man.
My back is shit, but.
Well, he's been doing that shit for years,
Yes,
though, right?
and he's still not completely used to it, or it's still not comfortable. I guess the other spectrum end would be, those are jumping rats, aren't they? Henry Rollins talks about, since that's all he does now, he doesn't sing. But he talks about how he got used to the feel of movement in sleeping. Like on tour, they'd put him up in a hotel and he'd go down to the bus and sleep on the bus because he just preferred that feeling.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just whatever.
Like he got used to it.
Kind of makes sense. That's probably what. Well, not probably. That's what we're gonna do on our Black Flag tours. We're gonna be on a bus, at least not a van, but a bus the whole time. We'll have little cots, and so I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna.
And depending how it's
Experience
structured
that.
too, you're driving overnight anyways, just
Yeah.
because you don't have the time.
Hopefully, we'll
Restriction,
experience that many more
reimbursement.
times. I just want to keep.
I've
keep
had
on going out.
I've had friends in touring bands that I've offered, and they're like, no, we got to make it to here by, we have to be sound checked by 5 in this hour city. I'm like, oh, fair enough. It's always there. If you ever need it.
I don't think we did any overnight driving at all, really, on the last tour. Like, it was pretty lax.
I can't remember. There's a Dodge.
Oh, yeah. Circles. I have like ETA controls in my head, so I just kind of like.
Do we have
weird for
healing
me.
anything? We don't.
Yeah, you press triangle. It's that 9.
Oh,
up
okay.
there. Yeah.
Stuff I needed. I think none of us have been using it other than maybe you to remember to use it. But yeah, and that should be good. Mike Valley is singing with them, and he's a super cool dude. I saw his, 2 days ago, he put out his post defending Greg.
On what?
There's allegations and stuff if you look them up about Greg getting.
I know. That's why I should say which one.
He kind of generalizing when he
Okay.
was kind of defending him, saying Greg's always been a good friend of his. Whatever. You can tell me not on a live stream if you have any. But yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy Mike Valley. He's super cool. He played SkaterCon. He solo this year. I don't know why I just told him this too.
Oh,
Even though I just watched Jet do this like 10 minutes ago. Oh wait, I have a gun too. They have a gun too. I'm not dead though, am I? So,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to talk shit about Greg getting on here, but
No, that's not what I was trying to. I don't know.
but yeah,
I have
but
no
I saw
idea,
that
so-
and I'm like, oh, that's right. There's all these stories. Even in Keith Morris's book talks about it a little bit because he's kind of taking over. He is what's left of official Black Flag.
Mm.
I don't even
Yeah,
like.
I just. Oh, sorry.
But
I don't. All I know about Greg Ginn is like regarding that anyway is like I don't know. I mean, he likes to Keith Morris. Some shit. I don't know. I just
yeah,
remember.
everyone just wants Henry Rollins back, anyways.
Yeah. That's what it seems like.
Who just retired.
Die.
That seems to be the easier path, at least currently. And then we have the group, so watch out for this group down here.
Where are these those? Oh.
I don't want to put. We'll just refer to them as allegations for now.
Yeah, that's always my thing. It's like, I don't know. Wasn't there, and I have no idea.
Right.
So I never want to like say anything
As I say, the more-
either way.
The more controversial person no longer plays in the casualties, I think is the
Oh yeah.
replaced by a very good frontman, Dave from Crumbums and Starving Wolves.
Yeah, I remember the casualty shit.
Yes.
Was
and-
it like George or Jorge?
Yeah, it was him, and was it
Fuck
Miner?
that.
Or
Oh yeah,
no,
it was something fucked up like that.
Yeah, and they kept touring, and eventually they had him. They actually canceled the tour because of that. The amount of people that were giving them shit about it.
Are they back on tour? 'Cause
Yes, but they pushed Jorge out. So it's Dave Rodriguez from Starving Wolves, and
oh, I still.
he's one of the best frontmen I've ever watched. So
Yeah,
much
he's
energy.
Yeah, I saw Starving Wolves at Trunk Space recently, or not even
And he-
recently. It was probably a couple.
And most of those guys used to be in Crumbums.
Crumbums?
Yeah, that was the band before. And then they formed Starving Wolves. So unfortunately, it's taking a back seat to him now being touring with Casualties. That's the unfortunate side effect of the bigger band picking him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Dave will climb on anything you give him. Actually, there's that infamous picture from Punk Rock Bowling's pool party by the pool with him.
Wait, when? Which?
2 years ago, I think?
Is that the one that played before?
No, it was a year after. God, that that one I took pictures of you, but then was figuring out they pushed me out of the barricade. That was so stupid.
Oh, which show? Like the
when
the
you guys
Vandals
played
one?
with the crowd of Vandals and Street Dogs, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got there, got into the photo pit, started taking pictures, and then they're like, "You need to have a laminate." I'm like, "But I have a photo pass." No,
You gotta
that guy
get
has a
laminated.
laminate to be in here. I'm like, okay. So then I spent part of your set running back to the person that gave me the wristband, and they're like, "I don't know anything about it. Don't have a way to reach them." I'm like, "All right, fine." So just ran back in and kind of took pictures from the barricade, from outside of the barricade, for what I could catch after that conversation. I was like, "Damn it! Why would you have a photo pass without giving barricade access?"
Yeah.
That
Yeah, just a necklace at that point.
At least in that venue.
glorified necklace.
What was
I
it in
have a
that? It
necklace
was,
with my
just,
name on
it was
it.
just a wristband. Thought I still got sub pictures.
Yeah. That pool party was pretty fun. We were playing all of our fun in the summer sun.
We're having fun in the sun.
We're having fun.
And that's some of the cool stuff what Slopes helped you with, right? Because that
Yeah, I mean, they've
yeah,
helped
Black
us with
Flag
fucking
tour coming up,
everything.
which that is super good for you guys. You're gonna have tons of eyes on you.
Yeah.
that probably have never seen you. Probably a few that did when they
Absolutely.
watched you with
Yeah.
Conflict.
Like 1% of people who see us on that are gonna have seen us before, so that's gonna be fucking awesome.
Because yeah, there's gonna be people there that just go for the they didn't even care about this stuff I was bringing up earlier.
Or even know who's in the band.
I mean, I don't really know who's in the band either. Than
Yeah.
I saw Mike Valley, and I'm gonna start following him. And I'm like, oh, all right.
I want to skate with him. That's
With Mike?
that's my goal is to play him in a game of skate and get my ass whooped.
And I'll watch because I'm incapable of participating.
You're not punk, bro. You
I'm
don't
not punk enough to fucking get off my ass.
You'll enjoy him. He's super cool, and he's a good vocalist. I don't know how he blends with Black Flag, because again, I saw him play acoustic and not the same kind of music. So I'm like, huh, that should be interesting.
Yeah. When he plays acoustic stuff,
Yeah.
it's cool. I had no idea that he was even a musician. Like
Him and Matt Baxter played with him at SkaterCon this year.
what I know Mike Valley from is that video of him beating the shit out of those like 3 dudes at a truck stop or something.
Oh yeah, you showed me that. I have no idea the context, but that was pretty badass.
Yeah, that was rad. Well, they call him like a skater, skater fag or
You're a
something.
skater pussy. You ride a skateboard because you can't even walk on your 2 legs. Like a man.
Crap out.
Yeah, he fought like 3 dudes with like no hesitation. Which, I mean, I guess that's a cool thing.
It is a cool thing. Man.
He stood up for himself.
Yeah, definitely.
That was like one of the first fight videos I ever saw on the internet. That was cool.
It wasn't Chris Rowe doing his thing.
No, it was that, and when it was like Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
Remember Kimbo Slice?
Who's
Yes.
Chris Rowe?
Atari's. There's a video of him kind of going off on his drummer,
Oh.
which
Oh, man.
Chris was the first one. This is how I know there's 2 stories, 2 sides to every story. But Chris actually used that as an example, and he told me the story finally, because of what happened with the Dickies at Warped Tour.
Oh yeah, they got kicked off.
Technically, it was their last day of the tour that day, so it might have been why. But yeah, Chris explained to me using that story about he's like, there's always 2 sides of the story, and when people capture it, it doesn't capture the whole, everything that transpired. And so he was telling me how the one with him going off on his drummer was after a couple nights on tour, his drummer was taking. But they told him before the set, don't take them before you play. Like he's jello armed, blah blah. He took them, and Chris could tell that the percussion wasn't where it was supposed to be. Just had his final draw. It's still in front of everyone. Still kind of destroyed his drum kit, but.
Oh, no, yeah.
But yeah, Chris told me about that. He's like, man, there's this side to it that he had been taking this stuff the whole tour. It's been ruining his drumming. And we told him not to, and he still did. It was the final draw for Chris. And it was recorded.
I was stoked to see them that year, but I don't know if they played in Phoenix.
The
Oh,
Ataris?
wow, that's it.
No, not the Atari.
Oh, the Dickies?
The Dickies.
They,
Yeah.
they
'Cause I think the Vandals like came and played in
What?
someone's place at Warped Tour.
they played at some 41's place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That for whatever reason they couldn't make the Phoenix one. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll watch the Vandals. I even watched Warren dress with the dance with the Interrupters at that Warped Tour. He went. So the Interrupters invited kids up on stage, and then Warren's there, and then Warren's just dancing with the kids to the Interrupters. And I'm like, yep, he's just a little kid.
Mashed Intruders to play that.
Yes. No, those dudes. Those dudes.
Are they ever not in character?
No. I've tried. Like Green DJ'd at Yucca after their show, this last one, and I was like, so where is Yellow actually? Because they kept saying Yellow's in jail, free Yellow. I'm like, okay. And he's like, he's in jail. I'm like, but no, where is he? He's in jail. Like, he just kept telling me he's in jail. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
He's literally went to jail. What did he do though? What did he go to jail for? Breaking
Don't
in?
know.
He's breaking in. She broke Yellow.
So, and I was just looking at video of them, was it from yesterday? Or today? They're not playing, I don't think they're playing Warped Tour, but they're on another festival. And it's Purple filling in again. Which,
Who was Yellow the guitarist or
yeah, or
bassist?
bass, I believe. I don't know if they want me to out who Purple is. I know who Purple is. I don't know who the rest of them are.
No, don't do that.
Got dirt.
I know who the rest of, I don't know who the rest of them are. But,
I respect those guys. Don't out them. If you do, I'm gonna plug my ears and say wow, 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 wow.
I can't take it back. We're live streaming it too.
I've never live streamed before.
Me either.
Ever.
We're stream band now.
I'm a live stream virgin until today.
But yeah, I am the person filling in for Yellow, and I guess it's permanent. I don't know what's going on. I know who they are. I've seen them in other bands.
Ooh.
But we'll leave that mystery for other people.
Yes.
You can problem solve and figure it out. It's even funnier because the picture, so it's a female, on the Phoenix stop was wearing the black mask, and then they got a purple one for her the rest of the tour. I was looking at the pictures from yesterday, and she's wearing a black mask again. I'm like, do they just keep losing the purple mask?
Where do they get those masks though? Like, I want one. Like,
Also, where's the warp?
well, we probably get them
Huh?
on fucking Amazon or something.
Where's the warp to go back?
It was the first one that you were messing
The
with.
doll?
Or it's right next to the doll, yeah. It's that gravestone.
Man,
No.
so many paths.
Yeah.
I forgot how
That one
fucked
right
up
to your
this
right.
dude looks.
Oh, it's this thing.
That's just an item, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I got it anyways.
Right to your right.
Right, next to the doll. There's her. Him.
Turn around. Right there.
Oh, this thing.
Central.
But yeah, Mass Intruder's coming back too.
When?
It's October 4th or 5th. It's like the day before Bad Religion. And they're playing with Potty Mouth. And they're playing with, who's the other one? Bomb Pops, I believe. Like that tour poster has like 7 bands listed, but then they all have symbols next to them. I'm like, alright, so draw a line. Who's
Yeah.
playing on the Phoenix date?
Oh man.
But yeah, Potty Mouth, which I just saw this last week. They are a punk band. It was really weird. It almost felt like they got added on to the show at the Trunk Space. It was like kind of more of an emo like night. I'm like, man, these are they're good, but they're like slow and kind of sad. I came here,
Slow and sad stuff.
and then there's like Potty Mouth's like upbeat and like a little punk pop punk, and I'm like, how did this show get assembled? And I think the tour package was the 2 bands before them, and then they were able to get on it and combined for one show.
Some
Yeah.
emo stuff it kind of sounds like that when then you look at the lyrics and it's like, I'm so fucking sad.
Well,
I'm gonna die.
one of the points that I knew I was at more of an emo show was when I saw Trevor from Sundress. I'm like, wait, he's not here. Does he know Potty Mouth? He doesn't know Potty Mouth. No, he knows this other ones.
They played
Dick
Warped
Van
too, man.
Yes, they did.
Sundressed. Oh my god. Yeah, they played I think on the like 4th day stage.
Yes. With the After the Calm and a couple others.
Is that the
That was the last Phoenix date.
Oh shit. I do miss Warped Tour honestly. It's like
So if you wait, they will pass. I know that.
who are these?
Those are the guys that keep beating the crap out of us.
Do it.
That guy stopped.
God.
Fire. But yeah, that's when I was like, wait, this show is not a punk show? Why did I think it was a punk show? But yeah,
I
Fire.
don't know, man. You never know with shit like that anymore, cause it's like Blink-182, Lil Wayne.
But Lil Wayne got upset, so he even recognized it's not his crowd. Actually, he said that. And then I'm guessing his tour manager was like, how much money did we get? No, you're playing. Because this is guaranteed. If you just go up there and play to not your crowd.
Yeah, I don't even know why he'd like be
Agreed.
upset about that, or maybe
Poor
I don't know the man.
Free Matt
I
Skiba.
don't know the man.
I don't know his struggles.
The man behind the music.
Free Matt Skiba. He's always the one that looks like out of place.
Oh man.
I still like there was a post. So Fat Mike likes Skiba. It's known he's not a fan of Blink, but he went and watched him play with Blink-182 and took a picture of them, and he tagged Travis as the Aquabats, Skiba as Skiba, and Mark as Tom.
What a troll, man. Shit. That's just stirring up the shit pot, dude. That's
Like-
funny.
I guess it's a dead end. So much for avoiding the crowd.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh wait, so did I just go in a circle?
Yeah.
That single they put out was alright though. I don't know why Matt's voice was so fucking loud, but
They're trying to distinguish it from Mark because no one can tell the difference.
It's like, is it better? Is it better? No.
See?
Oh wait, neither was alive. Like really fucking loud.
See, he's even asking you, are we better? Or is it better?
Well, it is better. It's the thing.
Oh, that
That song
California
was
was like better than the last like 3 Blink-182 albums.
dude, yeah, like that song they just put out was better than anything they put
shit.
out like in the last
Wait, if I take them on 2 at a time,
last 10 years. That Neighborhoods album was alright.
look at that, I remembered. Only got 3. Neighborhoods was when I learned how they should never auto-tune a certain member of that band.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Who even thought this was
That
something we
was
should
a-
do?
That was a mistake.
Who's firing at me? Oh, there you go.
Little narc ass over there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm dead.
he is a nut.
I took down 6 of those guys before I died.
I want to kill another player.
No,
Let's
you
do it.
don't.
But no, if you go through all the videos since Skiba's joined, he looks like that Linkin Park video. Skiba's just like sitting behind him, and he looks so out of place. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm in a popular band, but not this popular.
What the fuck is Hunter's Dream?
Oh, that's
Go
the
that
that's
gate.
the hub where you die.
That gate.
Right? Yeah,
This gate.
yeah. But yeah, Skiba always looks out of place. Like, though to be fair, everyone looked bored when they did that Little Wayne on the Small Things video. They just looked like they were phoning it in. I'm just gonna sing the chorus and do whatever
You
you're
know,
supposed to do.
I don't even know what to feel about that.
Is Will Wayne even that popular even before this?
How do I drink the dank
Triangle.
drink? Triangle's
Yes.
the dank drink?
There
How
you
do I
go.
drink my dank drink?
My freaking dank drink to heal the wounds of.
You put your X away. You gotta put right arrow.
There.
Alright, let's murder some things.
Oh wait, neither was a lifeline. This is arguably my favorite video game. I wouldn't say arguably. This is
Oh, who's this little punk ass right here?
It's Brickman.
Why is he so?
Big.
Yeah.
Alright.
Creatine.
You guys also seem to be one of the proponents of a lot of the house shows, DIY.
Oh yeah.
You guys and let's see, Audrey Harper and some of them. You're really few people that I keep seeing either DIY venues or literally it's a house message for the address.
Yeah.
That's on purpose? You prefer pushing?
Yeah, we like.
House shows are usually some of the most fun
Yeah.
shows, honestly. It's just like so fucking...
I mean, you got me to watch music the most into Gilbert I've ever watched music.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good. That's a fucking feat.
And I've lived
There's
in
no
that
reason
area,
to
and
go
I'm like,
there.
I know how bored cops are in that area. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm impressed if you guys get away with this.
Yeah,
They
they-
shut us down. Sorry.
Yeah, they have shut us down like multiple times. I think the
Different
last
houses
time,
or same houses?
well,
Or
different
locations?
houses actually. They've shut us down at one house and at Kaz's house. Multiple.
And a Big Surf. We didn't host those.
Yeah.
That I keep hearing and get confused with
The real big.
Biggs, you haven't been to Big Surf?
Not yet.
Really?
That and Tobacco Row, which I have. I think I know where Tobacco Row is. I just haven't been.
Shout out Big Surf House. Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
Kaz lives there now.
Yeah.
There you go.
But, yeah.
Authentic.
Yeah, house shows I like them because they're more like personal. It's just fucking crazy. It's kind of like a story.
People do what they want to do.
Yeah, every show is like different. It has its own vibe. I don't know, but
Are you on a first name basis with the cops?
no, not in Tempe.
No. That's right, because Big Surf's in that.
In Scottsdale, yeah. Fuck you up if you're watching it.
Yeah.
Tobacco Row is in Phoenix, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, it's just been how I poorly or maybe well manage my schedule and prioritize who I'm gonna watch each night. So
I actually haven't been to Tobacco though. Or maybe I have.
I know like Sad Dance Party and Audrey Heartburn and that other place over there more.
Is it like what's the street? Is it like 10th Street or something, or is it
Something like that. Now
Is
I'm
it
trying
in
to think
that
of-
like area where there's like kind of hills and shit and cacti?
I haven't been there personally.
Oh.
I know where it is because at least I don't remember offhand, but I've seen the address. And I'm like, okay, that's where this is. Like it's closer than I thought. I don't know if they want that announced on live.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad.
That's the point, right? Too of the DIY menu. Or no, that's not the point. It's just if it gets out there that it may get back to people.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
The main reason we keep it low key when the order is just so it wouldn't get shut down.
Yeah, especially if they're aware of your band's name at this point, then you're
Yeah.
watching it at all.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's like stickers around Gilbert, so they're probably like, "Ooh, and tarnation are these
Putting up these
rabble
It's
fucking
rousers."
stickers on my stop sign.
It's
don't
such
know
a
why.
quiet city, town, whatever the fuck.
It's quiet.
I lived there for 7 years, and I'm like, then I moved to Tempe, and I'm like, holy fuck, I can't sleep. Where's all this noise? It was so quiet where I lived.
Yeah.
It was. I remember actually. So I went from noise to no noise in Gilbert back to noise. But when I moved to Gilbert, I was just like the noise of the air conditioning vent. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Oh, that's just the air conditioning. Man, there's not a lot of noise around here. And then moved back to Tempe, and then I'm like, oh fuck, why don't people just shut up? I want to sleep in a little. I don't have to work for another hour.
Yeah. When I lived in Mesa, it was pretty loud. Like
Mesa, yes. I lived in an apartment sitting there.
pretty loud. I lived on like Stately University around there, so it was kind of loud every day.
When I was a GameStop manager, part of me, I lived at the 60 in Bella Vista.
Oh really?
Yes.
That's an interesting area, man.
And it's slowly been developed further. I think there's even more apartments now.
What
Or
is
more
that?
condos or something.
Is that that's right by?
The Dana Park stuff that's across the freeway.
Yeah, and like the DMV or something. Or MVD.
Oh yeah, that's on Greenfield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why does DMV sound so much better?
because it's
Because
a
that's
tiny
what we've been saying for decades. And
Yeah.
Arizona wanted to be different because Arizona politics are dumb.
You know what? We're changing it.
Okay, sure, why not? We're special. I mean, the country can look at Arizona and see we're special.
Aren't in front of the D. You idiots put the D first.
Yes.
Get it.
But yeah, I remember there was like traffic didn't die off in Gilbert. Like cops would just be sitting doing nothing.
Yeah, they do that every day because there's literally nothing. There's nothing out there but like, I mean,
Except Top Golf.
there's Top Golf
That's the rowdiest Gilbert folk did.
Yeah, let's go.
and like Little League baseball games at Crossroads Park.
Well, that's where I used to live, was in that neighborhood, and when they built
Oh,
that Top
really?
Golf, like their lights are so bright that they go across the freeway to that neighborhood. I'm like, fuck. For as annoying as my HOA is, how did this get through?
Did you live in Greenfield Lakes or
I don't remember the name. It was right across the street from the dog show.
the dog? Oh, Agritopia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or at least around that.
Yeah, I lived in Greenfield Lakes for a good portion of my childhood, and yeah, it was pretty much, it was what you'd expect from Gilbert. I don't know, there's some real shit that happens there.
Right.
Just mainly like kids doing drugs because there's nothing
can
else
see that.
to do.
I
Yeah,
grew
it's
up
so
in
weird.
North Phoenix, like Thunderbird High School, that area, 19th Ave, 7th Ave, Thunderbird. And then, yeah, somehow made my way to the east side. Maybe to get further away from my mother. Surprise. Surprise visits, because it's not easy, a quick drive. I should probably go
I like the East Valley. It's pretty quiet. But I
the
like
storms seem more brutal on this side. Actually, yeah, on this side of town, even here.
Is Chandler East Valley?
Yeah.
It's considered. Wow. I didn't know that. I thought it was kind of like middle, but then I realized I've like lived
Oh,
on the east side my whole life pretty much.
growing up where I grew up and realizing how big this city was, like Metro Center's because it's the middle of Phoenix. I'm like, okay, and then slowly get older and be like, no, it's not. This isn't even close to the middle of Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just.
But they filmed Bill and Ted there, so
Oh, really?
Metro Center Mall
Huh.
and
Didn't know that.
other places, Golfland Sunsplash. Sunsplash was Waterloo.
Oh, really?
The bowling alley at Rural in the 60s that was the bowling alley that Napoleon got kicked out of. And if you watch it, the complex hasn't really changed at all. So when they kick him out, you can see it looks the same.
Oh, shit.
And the Circle K, that's at, not Kyrene, Hardy in Southern,
Hardy and.
right down the street from Yucca
Oh,
and
shit.
51 West.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Circle K.
The Circle K.
Yes.
Oh.
And I forget the name of the high school, but it was one in Scottsdale.
I don't even know that there were like, a lot of movies filmed out here.
They kept that shitty mural because they felt it was iconic, and I was like, I thought it was a horrible looking mural, but I guess they're proud of it. Like they remodeled the school, but they kept the weird music note thing that was in the movie. I'm like, that's not even that good of art. Or, yeah. But okay, you're proud of your lineage of being in Bill and Ted.
It's something to behold, man.
I keep hoping that I'm going to drive by that Circle K and see that they're filming for 3, because they are supposedly filming some parts in Phoenix again.
I saw something on like Reddit after. I think it was just. Was Keanu Reeves in that movie?
Yeah, him and Alex Winter.
What is with the internet and Keanu Reeves with me? I did not get it. I just
The
logged
one
on.
celebrity that doesn't touch women when he
He's
puts his
been-
arm around him.
Well, there's that.
His hand. His hand.
He's in a big video game that's coming out. He's in the John.
Yes,
Wick,
he's
that
in
really
Cyberpunk
popular.
2077.
I'm excited about
That
that.
was like one of the best things about E3. Actually, that and Banjo-Kazooie and Smash Brothers. And the Hero Act, right? No one, I guess there's not a lot of in the US. But Banjo-Kazooie, and that's gonna be on a future episode because Tyler Silva, one of the roommates, challenged me to Smash Brothers on Geo Meatbags podcast. So that is coming up, I think, next month. Tyler will play some Smash Brothers. The Hero will be on by then, so we have an extra character to choose from too. But we won't have Banjo by then, unfortunately. So there will be more Smash Brothers that come on this stream. But it can't be every week. That's why you're not seeing it every week.
I thought that's what we would be doing. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get right. I'm never.
Except Smash Brothers.
No, not even that.
I like Leaf Bowling. That shit was fun.
I'm good on camera. I'm thinking about VR too.
Oh.
Just put someone in a helmet and have the camera just watching. They're doing their funny gestures. Though you probably could interview though. They kind of it'd be like them shouting. Yeah, I think I did that.
What?
Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna throw up. I get some VR signals, but I don't get. It's only from third person viewpoints.
I've still never done.
I took my tax return and I bought a PlayStation Vita. I got cocky. I did like 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm not getting sick. Cool. And then found something that made me sick in my stomach. I'm like, oh, never mind. And then the only thing that throws me off is that you're in this and you're like unaware of your surroundings anymore. So someone could be fucking breaking in and I have no clue until either they hit me, they steal all my shit and don't tell me, or
Well, there's like a massive crash.
yeah,
Sit and watch you for a couple minutes.
yeah.
That's kind
Well, there's that story of the old couple that I think had like earplugs on or something, watching TV, and they got the whole house got robbed behind them,
Oh my god.
except for their TV and stuff. Like they didn't even hear the people robbing them.
Some fucking cocky robbers.
So similar in that vein. But there's also what they call the screen door effect, like you can kind of see the pixels. But it's immersive enough that oh, so yeah, I can't do third-person camera stuff anymore. I found that moves fast. I found that out. Like even Wipeout, I was like, this is cool. Playing in cockpit mode, I'm fine. All right, I usually play this game third person, and then like a lap in, I'm like, oh, I can't play this third person in VR. Apparently, it's fine if I'm in first person in a cockpit. Once I'm watching it moving fast, my equilibrium is like, I don't know what's going on, but we're not moving, but you think we're moving, so something's confusing. It's not.
I need to like. I have like a VR thing where I can put my phone in.
That that will vary because phone VR taught me something. The frame rate is important.
Yeah, definitely.
That if it's even a little bit off, it will make you sick.
Yeah, I never like used mine for like too long, but I've watched this like I guess VR thing on YouTube about like a war zone or something. It was pretty trippy, man. Not gonna lie.
And someone was, I didn't even know I could do this until this week, but someone was like, you can go watch Alita in 3D, get the 3D Blu-ray. I'm like, what? Yeah, you have PlayStation VR. Oh, I can watch 3D Blu-rays? I guess that makes sense.
Like, man? You gotta let me know what that
I guess that makes sense that you do that in VR. I just didn't think about that.
I feel like watching a movie is like I feel like VR would kind of take away from the experience of watching a movie, because then it would like
I did the,
sort of place you there.
was it Hulu? I think it was Hulu or Netflix in VR, and they even have like themes, so you can be sitting in a movie theater. I'm like, this is weird because it's like, it's me. I mean, I've watched a movie by myself in a theater before, but it's not that frequent.
Now you have like virtual people.
No, it's just like fake popcorn, fake, and you're just like screen, and they don't even dim the lights.
Oh,
What?
what the fuck?
It's just
The
a
brightest virtual movie theater. Like,
Yeah.
turn the lights down.
like I can move around and look.
There's no virtual people now. This is, I remember and on like Xbox Live you could
Oh, you're
like,
so close.
No, I'm doing shit right now.
Have we upgraded anything, or
No.
that's probably part of it?
oh,
Right, 'cause that's the only thing it carries over is if you upgrade stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. There's no leveling up that carries over.
Well, you can level up your character.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't Dark Souls more equipment based, or am I thinking of Monster?
No, that's Monster Hunter.
That's what.
That's
I'm
another
confused.
great game.
Because Monster Hunter, there's no levels. It's just the equipment gets better as you kill things and turn them into your equipment.
Oh, I haven't played this in so long. It's I had to fucking replay this.
Well, this is like all patterned. Remember the pattern of enemies, where they're at, they pop out the same places. That's why I don't think it's a hard game. I think it's just a challenging game.
Yeah, it's just about memorization and just being used to like the controls.
I like Gran Turismo.
Not Forza?
Forza's okay. Like I played both. I was just, I was a Gran Turismo kind of guy. I had Gran Turismo 3 and Gran
Did you play it
Turismo
correctly
4.
though? Because my first time playing Gran Turismo, I just felt the accelerator and was like accepting that I was gonna run into walls.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I've been playing it
technique
wrong.
behind it. Yeah, there's like there's technique behind it. You have to like take corners a certain way and like I don't know. I feel like a fast ass
I used all,
We have no
I used
healing.
all the healing. Yeah, I farmed a bunch of healing items and then I had to use.
Let's get away from them. They're still following. Oh shit, there's more people. I'm screwed. Oops.
Died.
Should we do a VR episode? People that are watching.
Yes.
Just watch someone randomly act like a fool with a headset on. I'm Spider-Man, don't you see it? Oh god, that made me. That was something that wasn't too horrible, but also they released a Spider-Man Far From Home like VR experience,
Oh.
and it has movement, and like the moment I move my body any bit while I'm moving, I'm like, oh god, that's why I gotta stand still.
Dude.
The dudes that made
But it also
Rick
doesn't-
and Morty just released a VR game that I'm.
That's right, and then he's also. They also did the Rick and Morty. There was a Rick and Morty one that was in the same vein of oh crap, what is that? Office Simulator or whatever.
Office Simulator.
And all it is you're just picking up random things and just fucking flinging around and stapling and whatever. But there's a Rick and Morty version of it.
I saw like Pigeon Simulator 2019.
Oh
Goats and
Goat Simulator. That's a good one.
shit. That one is really good.
I've
It's even
only
on
watched my
phones.
brothers play it, but it does look kind of entertaining and funny.
It's even on phones, so you can get it on your phone and play it on the road.
Oh man, my phone's a piece of shit.
Someone fire at me. Where are they? Didn't someone just fire at me? Oh, there you go. It's also really bad at aiming. It's like a storm troll. They also have a good amount of health. Alright, okay. What else is in here? Other than darkness.
Just darkness and misery.
What's upstairs?
More darkness and misery.
There's another door. Let's go upstairs. Like in every horror movie, the best decision character will ever make.
Oh my god.
No exits.
Yeah, that's the thing about horror movies that really pissed me off. It's like they always do the like stupidest thing they could possibly do.
There's just these dumb horror movies, which most horror movies are dumb horror movies. That's why I get drunk and watch them as comedies, because they're usually hilarious.
Well, like the ones from the 80s, I guess you could call this aged well. I find them
Yeah.
more funny than anything.
A lot of, I mean, some of them are genuinely good. Like, I like a lot of them, like, artsy kind of things. But,
Because now they
a lot
now
of the
go for
slashers
different
are funny, are really entertaining, and for whatever reason,
And
they're
there's
usually
this
really
giant-
funny.
wyverns, wolves, rats, wyverns. I have one healing. Oh my
Yes, right. I used all my fucking health.
Well, horror movies these days go for more visual and more, unless they're trying to.
Did you see Midsummer?
No, I saw Johnny Gimmick complain
Oh,
about it. I was like, alright, good to know.
What did he say?
Boring. I think he gave it 1.5 out of 5.
Oh, really? Wow. I thought it was great. It was too long, but that's the main complaint I had.
There's only one that I've never finished. Was The Orphanage. It's a Spanish one that Guillermo del Toro produced. I don't think he directed, but brought over here. And I decided I was gonna watch it at 1 in the morning on Netflix. And then after a while, I'm like, I will not be able to sleep if I keep going into this movie. Like an hour in, I'm like, no, it's very psychological.
What's that fish movie?
Fish movie?
Yeah, the one. The one
The
where
Fisherman.
the
John Robin Williams.
the girl falls in love with the fucking
Oh,
fish.
oh, you're
man.
talking about Guillermo.
Yeah.
Crap. That came out in
The
December
shape,
too.
The shape of
Water.
water. Oh my
Well, I
god.
heard about that, but I never saw it.
It was good. That was a weird sex scene.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's quite the
I'm
quite
like,
the sex
huh.
scene, man. I I gotta say.
I guess you're not gonna leave it up to our imagination. Okay.
I'll just look that clip up.
I just looked the clip up. Oh no. No.
He's
man.
Googling it right now. Or Dorito it. There we go. That's
Please
one of the podcasts I listen to. They don't want to mention Google by name, so they're like Dorito it. They use another like popular brand. They just refer to search for it. Go Dorito it.
What the?
Did you
You're-
see Hereditary?
No.
No. That's what I seen. Guy that did Midsummer.
I just say, what is it? That Chucky remake. Has anyone seen
God,
that?
No.
Mark Hamill's the voice of Chucky in it.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Oh, who's this
Mark
crew
Hamill's
of
great.
motherfuckers coming? Oh no.
I just know they have to fucking remake and reboot everything just to make money.
Because they're out of ideas.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to take the risk on the creative.
They're not even out of ideas. They're still crazy.
Damn,
So
son.
they're too fucking.
Yeah.
A lot of the big
That was it.
production companies are just too lazy to come up with anything interesting.
I think it's more the risk thing. I think it's the thing you're seeing, not just in film, but in movies and video games, that the big companies don't want to take the financial risk anymore, so they're trying to go with the tried and true.
Everything's just boring.
And then you have to rely on the small guys and the indie guys, and they create the cool
Yeah.
stuff.
That's what I was saying. I really love Midsummer. It took me like a day to realize that I loved it after seeing it. It's like one of those movies that's just a lot to take in. I can see how to someone it was just boring, but I don't know. It's a really non-traditional horror movie.
Don't worry,
thought it was-
me and Johnny have had our differences on opinions,
Mm.
specifically on Solo.
What's the movie Solo?
Yeah.
What was your take on that?
I thought it was boring.
Oh yeah.
It was not interesting for the character that it's supposed to be describing and the events that transpired. It almost felt like they crammed every major thing you heard them talk about Han Solo into one movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, why did this feel rushed? Why are we? I didn't even care about the girl that they introduced in the beginning. Why was she introduced?
I thought that it was the best piece of Star Wars since the original trilogy, and I wasn't even like it was all right. It's watchable. But
Yeah, no,
I obviously the prequels are.
Me and Johnny, we do give each other some shit, kind of in a Will Anderson way, though Will also gives Johnny shit. In sharp sarcasm, but Solo is like the one thing we keep going back at each other's throats about.
What, did he really like it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not that good.
I'm probably in between. Probably in between you two guys. It was a lot better than I was expecting, which probably helped. Because I was expecting it to be just complete garbage. But then I saw it.
It was not garbage, it just wasn't what should have been better.
All the Star Wars shit should be better. I mean, I don't know. All of the new.
The best of the
Main
new
ones
stuff
are so
is
boring.
the one that kind of took the archetype and the plot structure of the first and third movies and just applied it to a new one.
Yeah.
And made the Death Star bigger. Made it a
Shit's
planet.
So, Rogue One was the worst out of all of them, I think. Just because it's like, at least with the new ones, there's like the old characters and there's something to like glom onto. But Rogue One to me just had nothing of value. It was just
They got us to the New Hope.
did we need that? I don't know.
No, we
It's
didn't need
why everyone dies. Everyone's
you knew
boring.
that.
No one cares.
You knew that going
Yeah,
in that they were all
exactly.
gonna
You
die.
knew that everyone was gonna die. It was just like, why are we watching this? It's like
'Cause they're-
spoilers. They get the plans to the Death Star.
Yeah, to Princess Leia. And then she gets captured and end of movie. Or-
Darth Vader scene was cool, I guess, just because it's just the only thing you have of him fucking people up. Even then, it's like, I don't know. It felt like shoved in there, like it didn't fit the rest of the
With the
movie.
8th movie, they adopted their Disney ties and adopted the Mary Poppins moment.
The
for
Mary
Princess Leia.
Oh my god.
That was that. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Watching that scene, I'm like,
What?
oh, it's a cutscene.
No, take it. I want you to do this.
Oh, you want me to do this?
I was just
Alright.
holding my controller up to itch my arm, but
I thought you were aiming at me.
Yeah, as that scene unfolded, I was like, oh, I guess Jedi can do this, huh? Oh, wow, they're even going further.
that was the worst. That was the moment that I realized that I regretted buying both the tickets for Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I was like, this is all a waste of my time. I don't know. That's my opinion, but that scene just kind of killed the whole new series for me. That what made me realize my feelings on it, because I still was like unsure about how to feel about all of it.
J.J. Abrams was back for 9, and then we're good for 2 years. Though they have been talking things that could get me back into it. And that's Knights of the Old Republic. If done right. Perfect looking character for this fight. That's how they get me in. I have Marvel fatigue. I had that like 4 years ago, but I was like, I gotta see this story through to the end.
Oh yeah, I stopped like 4 years ago with Marvel. The Guardians movies are pretty good.
Right.
That's about all
As Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'll go out of my way to watch.
I refuse to watch superhero movies anymore.
DC is just.
They're not.
I don't even know.
Shazam was good.
I didn't see that. I saw Batman versus Superman and I hated
That was
my
bad.
life. That was maybe. That's arguably the worst movie I've seen in theaters
Which
in my
one?
entire life. Batman versus Superman.
I don't know.
It was,
Justice.
it was a whirlwind of just disjointed scenes and ideas.
Justice League kind of upped the ante on that though. Horrible.
I thought that was at least like I understood the things that were happening in Justice League.
True.
It was terrible, but it was coherently terrible.
Yeah.
Whereas Batman v Superman, it was like the
God.
scenes. It didn't matter what happened. Nothing connected to anything. The story didn't make any sense.
I didn't understand why.
It was fucking
All
terrible.
right, you know he's a vigilante. He kind of does things you don't like, but he's still capturing criminals. So you're going to stop him and threaten him and let the criminals get away?
Yeah, that's just one thing though. It's like you're picking out one thing. It's just like the whole movie. It just makes no sense.
I'm like, you're still a superhero. Why aren't you at least speeding over there, capturing them, and then coming back to talk to Batman? In like a matter of like 3 seconds, you can do this.
My mommy's name is Martha. I'm not angry anymore.
And there was a joke about that. Was that Teen Titans? Might have been Teen Titans Go to the Movies. But then they're like, what's the name of your dad? Thomas. Oh, and then they start fighting it.
Oh.
Yeah, Teen Titans Go to the Movies is self-referential and makes jokes about the DC cinematic, comic books, and all. It even has Stan Lee in it.
Stan Lee.
Wait, what?
Stan Lee is in it. And they're like, Stan Lee, what are you doing here? This is a DC movie. Oh. And then he leaves, and then he reappears as like, I don't care. I just like being in, I just like, was it cameos?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Stan Lee was in there. Also, I like that Starfire, because the whole premise of that movie is them wanting to get their own superhero movie, like everyone else in the beginning.
Wait, is it? I didn't even know there was a Teen Titans movie. Is it live action or
Animated.
animated? Okay.
It's in the Teen Titans Go style.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it's all about Robin, them seeing the Batman movie or whatever, and seeing a trailer for... The whole movie opens up with them at the premiere of, I think, a Batman movie.
Oh, that's funny.
And then there's trailers for Alfred, which strangely enough now is happening. But also even one for like...
They're making an Alfred movie?
Yeah.
With who is Alfred?
It's like him leading up to, I think, or I forget what the premise is, but yeah. there's
Who's
one-
that? Who? But like, who plays Alfred?
I don't
Is it
remember.
the current DC whatever? I don't know his name. And
There's already been so much turnover, I don't even know if they've kept or changed or...
DC is a wreck.
And they're the one that was
It is.
actually, they're the
It's
one that
just a
started.
wreck.
They were owned by a movie company, and they started that way, and they...
You're just dunking on him.
I might see the Joker just because I really like Joaquin Phoenix, and that looks like it might be good, but I don't know.
And they last week came out, or was it 2 weeks ago, and said that it's actually based on no fiction from comic books.
I don't care about that really. I've never been into the comics. I just
But yeah, I mean, Aquaman actually is like a good popcorn flick, and I'm proud of them
Oh really?
because it embraced some of the corniest shit that is in those comic books actually is in that movie, and I'm like, kudos, sir, for doing this.
I haven't seen it. I just heard there was like Star Wars prequel level
Yeah,
of like
just-
CGI battles.
That too, it is a lot of CG.
like
But I was
crocodiles fighting seagulls.
like they even found a plot reason for Black Manta to have that weird egg-shaped like helmet. I'm like, good on you guys. You're staying true to the campiness of this comic book. I'm happy about that. And it's a fun little like entertaining ride with a decent action movie story. So cool. Die.
I didn't like that new Spider-Man.
And Shazam
Which
was
new
actually pretty good.
Spider-Man?
The newer one,
Tom
not
Holland?
not Tobey Maguire. Those ones are like the script horrible.
So not the
comic
not the
book.
That's another thing. That's like a new Spider-Man.
Into the Spider-Verse is good.
I heard it was pretty good.
Did they chase me?
I'm just
No,
not.
they gave up.
I just like Jet said. I just can't with superhero movies a lot of the time.
Into the Spider-Verse
So
is good, and I
many.
think it's because it's disconnected from all of that.
Yeah.
They're just like, we want to do a good plot using Miles Morales instead of the normal Peter Parker story, and then kind of bring them all in regardless. I think that's the first cinematic appearance of Spider-Gwen.
Really? I haven't seen that. I'm thinking of the one that came out probably like 2013 or something like that.
Roll.
It was basically an iPhone commercial.
Oh, I just died.
Which one was the Amazing Spider-Man with the I don't remember his name. You talking about the Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Yes.
bro.
I heard that was god awful. I didn't see it though.
It was.
The first one was better than the second, and the second one, Jamie Foxx was the stereotypical nerd with like no depth to his character at all. So that was cool.
I heard that when he gets so he has Jamie Foxx is the villain. He has this big gap in his teeth.
Yes.
And when he gets his like superhero electric powers, it fixes the gap in his teeth, and you like see it in close up. That's fucking awesome. I mean, awesome in a funny way.
But he was like every archetype of a nerd without any depth to why or
Yeah.
how, or you're like, what? He didn't even have a good motive for fighting Spider-Man. Why are we fighting Shocker or whatever?
That's
Electro? Fuck, there's two electric characters in the Spider-Verse. Which one is it again? No, it wasn't Shocker. I think it was Electro.
Yeah,
The
that
Shocker
sounds
appeared
right,
in the
right.
Vulture episode, Vulture Homecoming.
I forgot that like James Franco played fucking like Green Goblin or something.
Yes, he played the second Green Goblin of that movie trilogy.
That's hilarious.
He played it in the bad
Oh
one.
my god.
That I mean I don't know. I
With
think
Emo-
the third one was bad. The first
with-
one's
with
good.
Emo
The
Toby.
second one's great.
Ian
That's the
Tobey
best
Maguire.
scene in that whole movie. That's my favorite scene. It's when he's just like winking at chicks and like stealing outfits. I'm Tobey Maguire. I'm real sad, but I'm cool.
So.
When they like crowd surf his ass to like the back of the bus or whatever, and they're like, "Don't worry, we won't tell anybody, Spider-Man."
He like cucks Mary Jane at the piano bar. Like looks at her while he's kissing. I don't remember.
Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Who had forced venom on him, so he did his unique way of putting venom in there.
Unique way, yeah.
That plot was not written for Venom, and you can tell.
That script is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man script. Just watch it, bro.
You took
Well,
my
you don't buy Topher Grace's
I'm going
Venom?
to kill you, Peter.
You don't want just like two skinny dudes?
Spider-Man.
Two skinny dudes or Venom and Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You told my boss about me taking pictures of killing Spider-Man. I got this alien symbiote.
Right. So, let's see. So is this your favorite video game?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's up for kind of debate, but I'd say this is. And like the second in line would be Dark Souls 3, so I'm a big FromSoft.
I want to see you
Right.
debate Ben Shapiro about this.
Did you play Sekiro at all?
I did. I actually didn't like it that much.
It's a little different
Yeah.
from what I was watching and seeing.
Yeah, you died like twice.
There's just a lot less RPG elements and a lot less
It
Like-
takes.
like there's a lot less ways you can approach that game. I think is.
Okay.
Yeah, which is what I love about these games. You can just have a bunch of different ways.
So I
that you
assumed
wanna play.
since From Software originally made Tenchu, I was like, oh, it's probably Tenchu. Oh no, it's apparently not that either. It's like some weird in between.
They're making-
Tenchu and this.
They're making a game, which I'm really excited about. That's going. That they said that's going to go back to like more RPG shit. That is based off a world from George R. R. Martin.
Oh, that's right. They
So
put
that's-
that trailer
I'm
out.
Really fucking excited.
Actually, that
about
trailer leaked, but then they announced it.
Well,
Fireball. The real fireball. Yeah. Some of the comments are like, oh, they're going to actually have a coherent plot with the hard as hell gameplay of
Yeah.
From Software. Cool.
I mean, there's always like a plot to these games. It's just they do not. You have to look for it, and you have to like really care about it and fucking find it. That's another thing I love about these games. They don't hold your hand through anything, which is nice.
So what was your first video game system or game for both?
I think it was a PS2.
Okay.
Which I don't even like. I have a terrible memory, so I'm not even sure what games were there. I know when I was a kid, I was really into Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter was big.
Which are good.
Yeah, I still could go back and play some Ratchet and Clank sometimes.
Ratchet and Clank had all those. They continue even into the other games. Just those weird weapons and like.
Yeah, it's
what was
really
it?
creative.
There was like was it Dance-O-Matic or what the fuck was it?
Yeah,
Where you launched
yeah.
like a disco ball, and all the
Yeah.
enemies within proximity started dancing.
Even the bosses would
Then
dance.
each one had a gun that you could turn them into things. Like one was penguins, one was something.
Sheep was the main one. Sheep-O-Matic.
Yes, the Sheep-O-Matic. Like, there's a good sense of humor if you go and play the Ratchet
Yeah.
and Clank games. Not just in the characters, but in just they created like 20 or 30 weapons every game, and there was always something that would turn things into things.
Spyro.
Spyro Into the Dragon, or one of those Spyros.
Yeah.
That's one I never got into. Not that I never played it.
Strangely enough, same creators, Insomniac created the Spyro games.
Really?
So what happened with both Spyro and Crash, they were created by Universal, Vivendi, so the rights went back, and then they're like, well, we still want to make games for PS2, so they created Japanese, so the same
Awesome.
creators, but they just moved on to something that they controlled the rights to. And then,
That's why Ratchet and Clank like always seems so familiar, even though I'd never played it before.
and that's why Jack and Daxter has that weird squid attack similar to Crash Bandicoot,
Oh, Crash Bandicoot, man. Oh man.
because Naughty Dog worked on all the first Crash Bandicoot games. They just didn't own the rights to it.
Which game was like do a barrel roll?
That's Star Fox.
Yeah.
Star Fox. I played that one too. That one was awesome.
And 64 with the Rumble Pack.
Yeah, I had a Dreamcast too.
Along with the Dreamcast.
Yeah, Rick my
I still have my
Dreamcast.
launch Dreamcast still working. It's actually still plugged in at home right now. the VMU batteries have died.
Did you ever see the?
Then I've got to bring on the stream here once for someone and figure out what game, like Power Stone or something.
Did you ever see the Ratchet and Clank movie?
Yes, and then played the game.
Oh God. Well, there's
It
only
was-
one, right? It's like the
yeah.
recent one. To me, that was like the most.
It was kind of a
boardroom like.
yeah.
All right, what do we got?
It was a reboot of the premise of the first game, but slightly altered. And then we're gonna make the game as a also reboot, but slightly altered
Yeah.
remake of the original.
The reboot game was really good, but the movie was just
It was missing
riding
something.
off the hype of
Yeah, it was missing a little bit of its soul.
yeah.
All
It's
right.
just like
Dude with cigars and a fucking egg-shaped table.
Was it Captain Quark?
I got this weasel who shoots guns.
That's Captain Quark,
Part of the
right?
movie. Captain Quark?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the like
He's
like
supposed to be the real
con
superhero,
man,
but he's
yeah.
actually not.
con man superhero.
But he kind of is.
That's a good. I like that.
He's got a little bit of redemption arc through the series.
Whoa! Yeah, sometimes he's a villain, sometimes he's a good guy, sometimes he just doesn't give a fuck about the plot.
Yes. Alright, so you guys mentioned you're making another album.
Yes.
You got the tour coming up. Anything else on the docket that's coming up for you guys in the future or in the near future? Or those are the big major points?
Those are the big ones mainly.
Met you with Black Flag at Marquee Theater, I think. Stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Also playing like
Green Room?
yeah.
That must be good.
Hang on, someone's.
I died. What a surprise. I'll try it again.
And then the album, how close are you guys to?
Well, all
Or
the
you're
mate-
working on just setting up production now?
Yeah, all the material's recorded. We just got to figure out kind of when we're going to be able to record. We're hoping for late October, when we'll have like a month to recover and maybe rehearse a little bit. Which probably
Practice.
won't even be necessary because we're just going to be playing all the songs on the road. But
So you'll have practice.
huh?
You'll have practice with those songs.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what we're shooting for, recording in late October. But that's like so not concrete as of yet.
Because there was a show, I think this year, someone's release show, where it was so freshly performing that I noticed they were reading lyrics off of a sheet by the mic stand. I was like, I'm like, oh, they haven't really practiced or played this a ton, have they? If he's still like reading the lyrics off of their new songs off of paper.
Yeah.
Because at first I'm like, oh, usually he's looking out the crowd, but then he's looking down. What's he looking down at? Oh. He
I
has-
think it's his service, but it's his fucking
Yeah.
weird. I haven't been that bold.
To perform the music before you have it all memorized.
Yeah.
I mean, half the time you hear a band, they're like, all right, this is a new song we're working on, it doesn't have a title, but they'll play it.
That's the kind of shit that we used to do. It's just bad. Just wait till you know what it is.
We're
You just get so excited about shit, and you're like, oh my god, but it's still just like a good idea, and it's not a fully formed thing yet. You just gotta wait. You just gotta be patient. It's hard sometimes.
I mean, well, until I had a car that actually displayed information to me, I would just be like, that's that third track on this album by this person that has this in the lyrics.
Oh yeah, I do that shit too, man. Where I just like listen to the whole fucking album and then I won't know any of the like track names or anything, but I'll know like the lyrics and the music to it.
Oh, it's even weirder because then you listen to it over and over enough that you're like, all right, then it's followed by this song. Wait, that's not the song that comes after this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the radio, or it's his friends playing it, or the house music. Oh, that's right. It's only when I listen to the album. Now, here's a good question, because some people, speaking of albums and composition, some people believe you shouldn't listen to an album randomized or randomly mixed in because you purposely put it in that order for them to listen to it that way. Do you guys structure it in that form, or you're like, the songs are just here, this is kind of the one we thought that was a good opener, and we just kind of threw them on?
I guess my answer to that is the goal is to get to a point where it's all intentionally set up like that, where it's not like, I don't know, we didn't like sit
You don't
down.
want to strictly be like, listen to it in this exact order, or don't listen to it at all.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that like we didn't write the album necessarily. The songs that are gonna be in that album, we didn't write it like you know.
We always walk into that
This is
square.
gonna be the opening song. This is gonna be the second one. This is gonna be the third one. It's just a bunch of songs that we wrote, and then we kind of arranged them, the ones that we think go
Right.
together in a way that makes sense.
Kick it off with some
And, like,
energy on a high.
thematically,
you know.
yeah, they thematically
And
are aligned, but it wasn't like, I don't know, super, like,
Oh, they noticed
concise
you.
one, like this is the first song, second song. But I mean, I really respect people who like have that ability, patience, focus, whatever you wanna call it, to like make everything really intentional. I mean, it is intentional, like we put the songs
Right.
where they're supposed to be in like, a way that makes sense, but it's not a concept album or anything like that.
It's not a rock opera, you're not
Yeah.
telling a story like Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah.
That's tied to their comic book, pick up their comic book.
I mean, I'd be open to like doing something like that at
Yes,
some point.
they told, for a tangent, Coheed and Cambria for years, their album was told a story, but then they bridged into the comic book series and back into the album and out. So they actually told the story through their comic books and their albums.
Oh shit. Who's this like cult? Is this Children of God or
I don't know, what are
These
they
guys-
turning?
Town?
These guys all are afflicted by like they're sick and they're turning into monsters.
They look
slowly.
like sick racist people.
They're affected by the blood of ancient, like all-powerful gods. That like, yeah, great. I can go do a whole thing right now. If you want it, but, like,
They just
like-
remind me of the guys in Resident Evil 4. I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Eventually something's gonna pop out of them that's kind of not a zombie.
I'm just gonna summarize really quick. So there's like ancient gods, and once they found the blood of a bunch of ancient gods, and when they used it, it like cured all their ailments and like made them healthy and shit. But then the more that they used it, they realized that they were slowly turning into beasts. So that's what's this level. That's what is happening.
How long have we? Okay, keeping an eye on the clock here. We've been in here a while. Wait, do I not have a weapon?
You might have press your right and left arrows.
It died.
There's no weapon.
Right and left arrows aren't.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, hey.
This game is
Alright.
frustrating.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
It's
I
really
understand why people scream when
Bloody
they
murder.
play this.
It's that dopamine release of beating something.
That too. In an old school way.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of come to the rescue of everyone that thought games got too easy.
Did you like Doom 2016? Did you play that?
Yes, Doom is. I haven't finished it then.
Oh god, that's another one of my favorites.
It's fast paced and fun.
Just good old fashioned fun. You're just
And the premise is
destroying
just like
demons with shotguns the whole
just
time.
the opening of that game where they're like it's a shrine dedicated to his suit.
Yeah.
That you're like the Marine, Doom Marine.
I miss
Like,
Wolfenstein. That was a kid.
That was good too, and they have the new one that is his twin daughters looking for him in the coming out here in a couple
Oh.
months.
I have that shit on DOS, on like really old computer. It's funny because all the Nazis look like you know the alien super soldiers
you know that
just shoot 'em.
the main guy in Wolfenstein, Blazkowicz,
Yes.
his either
Oh my God.
son
What the
or
hell?
grandson
They just-
is the Doom guy in the like lore.
Well,
He's
it
a
was,
Blazkowicz.
it was
dude.
more impressive that they fleshed him out to be a relatable character in the last game or two. You're like, wait, they gave
Wolfenstein?
him. Yeah.
I actually never played it. I just know because I.
He was just kind of a face for a first-person shooter. But looking at the time, we are going to wrap up. So where can they find you guys on the internet? Of course, they definitely plug the Black Flag Show and tour.
Oh yeah, you find us on Space, in my book,
Oh God.
and Facebook, Instagram,
You even have
Bandcamp,
YouTube.
the internet, Google. We're
Google's
on Google.
Twitter. You even have a Twitter, I saw.
Like Google.
Yeah,
Google Me account. We have a Twitter.
Yeah.
Fuck, we got a Twitter. Hit us up on Twitter.
I think because of me,
Our
Sad Dance Party has a
response rate is
Twitter again
sick.
too.
Oh,
Because I was like, I don't know what to tag. You guys don't see me on here. Oh yeah.
I don't know. We have a Twitter.
yeah, we have a Twitter. I use it to just see shit.
I find that certain bands are more responsive on Twitter. Maybe it's because no one else is tweeting at them.
Yeah, I don't like Twitter, but
Also, our tour with Black Flag starts on
Yeah.
August 7th, but we're gonna leave on August 5th. So that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like 2 months. Yeah, I don't know.
it's
That's
gonna be
it.
baller. Thanks for
Listen to our
supporting
music.
us.
And keep an ear out for their new album, hopefully later this year.
We'll
Yeah.
see. No guarantees on anything with that. Just know that it's happening.
So you
That's
heard
all
it
you
here
need to
first.
know.
It's coming out end of August.
Yeah.
Surprise drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Don't
gonna
make
be
that shit.
it's gonna be shitty iPhone recordings
No, it's gonna be a recording.
pressed on the vinyl.
No, it's gonna be a burnt
God.
CD of a recording from your phone of the recording we played on another phone.
Pressed on vinyl,
Yes, yes.
which is then converted into.
You realize we're putting this
cassette
out there now. Someone's like thinking, they're like, that actually, I'd buy that. Someone's saying that right now.
It's so fucking underground in punk. That's gonna be the most exclusive release you've ever heard in your entire life.
VHS.
It's
We're
gonna
gonna have
be-
VHS tapes
It's
coming
gonna be
out
$98.
All right, and on my end, you can keep up everyshowjoe.com, social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, everyshowjoe, and support patreon.com/everyshowjoe. Plus, like I said, I think at the top, I think you can subscribe and actually give me donations, and also I think Amazon Prime, if you haven't yet, already have a free subscription that you can supposedly give me on Twitch. Guess we'll find out. If you're not listening live though, even on YouTube or a podcast service, subscribe, get notifications when these go up. So there's that. Next week will be Sore Eyes. We have Sam from Sore Eyes coming over, as if everything pans out. So we get to talk to him about that, where that came from, the awesome stuff he's writing, and he just dropped a new album. That's right.
Yes.
So go listen to that too before next week. So until next week, you guys take care, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
for
for
sure.
having us. It was
Thanks.
fun.